this afternoon, I will invite the chairman of the Presidential Task Force to the podium to present his remarks. But before then, apologies for delaying our guests. Thank you.
Members of the Presidential Task Force, Chairman and National Commissioners of INEC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we add my voice to apologize to the Chairman and National Commissioners of INEC. We had invited them for 4 o'clock, but because of other engagements, we were unable to get here at the appropriate time. However, I welcome you all to the national briefing by the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 for Thursday, 10th September 2020. The PTF had not briefed the nation since its last outing at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport when we all inspected the international wing preparatory to the reopening of the airspace. I'm pleased to inform you that as part of the efforts to restart the economy, Nigeria has reopened the international airspace on 5th September with flights allowed into Lagos and Abuja for now. Other international airports will follow in due course. The Presidential Task Force has also released the guidelines and protocols regarding the international flights, the obligations of airlines, the pre-boarding conditions and post-boarding choices available to passengers regarding arrangements and facilities for testing. Travelers are to visit the Nigeria International Travel Portal, www.nitp.ncdc.gov.ng to register before embarking on any international travels in and outside of Nigeria. For emphasis, I wish to reiterate that all travelers arriving in Nigeria must have tested negative for COVID-19 by PCR in country of departure, pre-boarding, and the PCR tests must have been done within 72 to 96 hours before departure. It is also important to note that passengers are required to remain in self-isolation upon arrival and undergo a mandatory COVID-19 test in a designated private laboratory by the 7th day after arrival. The Presidential Task Force is aware of and working with other partners to speedily resolve the teething challenges faced by intending travelers in accessing the portal, the cost of the test on arrival, inability to complete payment online, and consequential inability to board. We therefore apologize to everyone that had experienced these challenges using the platform. We assure all Nigerians and visitors to Nigeria that the PTF is working across multi-layer stakeholder platforms to ease the bottleneck. I assure you that the federal government is partnered with the private sector to facilitate the process of testing a week after arrival in a seamless manner. This is driven largely by 1, deployment of technology, 2, freedom to pick a certified private laboratory of choice, and 3, delivering the service at minimal cost to government. Over the past 1 week, a lot of discussion in the public space has happened around the strike action by doctors and threat by other unions in the health sector. While appreciable progress has been made in the negotiations to resolve the issues, I must underscore the fact that we are in a global public health emergency situation that has impacted negatively on all aspects of our lives, including the economy and finances of government. This has made it imperative for all citizens, irrespective of their professions, and particularly health workers, to reawaken the sense of humanity and patriotism. The health survival of our dear nation is important, and we should eschew any action that will diminish the gains made in the containment of the pandemic so far. I'm pleased to announce that Mr. President has graciously approved additional 8.9 billion naira for COVID-19 hazard allowance to all medical and health workers in the country. In addition, the procurement of personal protective equipment, PPE, for hospitals and isolation centers is in progress and will be given priority. Last week, Mr. President attended the ECOWAS Heads of States and Government meeting in Niamey, Niger Republic, on Monday, where the issues of COVID-19 were discussed extensively. As the ECOWAS champion on COVID-19, the President informed the meeting on how Nigeria is tackling the pandemic in order to flatten the curve and advance steps being taken to push a regional agenda. The Honorable Minister, when he attends the meeting later on, was in attendance and will brief you in greater details. During the intervening week, the President presided over a ministerial retreat to review the first year performance of government as it relates to the 9 priority areas. During the program, the impact of COVID-19 and the national response was exhaustively discussed. At the end of the retreat, the President sent a message of hope and appreciation to all Nigerians, and particularly to the media, for the tremendous effort made in public awareness creation in the management of the national response. He also reassured Nigerians of a renewed determination to deliver on the promises of government to the nation. As part of the efforts to promote community engagement, the PTF met with the Northern Traditional Leaders Committee on Polio and Primary Health Care, led by the Sultan of Sokoto, to discuss on how we can control community spread of coronavirus. The Royal Fathers pledge their commitment and continued support as custodians of the rich history and cultures of our people. We are working on replicating this dialogue around the country. Also today, I had the privilege of briefing the National Food Security Council on the impact of COVID-19 on agriculture and the food value chain. The impact, no doubt, has been heavy, but the government has recalibrated its strategy for mitigating the impact. Last week, we promised that the chairman of INEC would join the national briefing to unveil the plans of the Commission for the Edo and Ondo governorship elections within the COVID-19 era. I therefore welcome Professor Mahmoud Yakubu and his colleagues to the briefing. He will be available to give you information and thereafter answer your questions. I now have the pleasure to invite the representative of the DG of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, and thereafter the National Coordinator, to give us the technical updates on developments. I want to thank you for your kind attention, and have a pleasant evening.